Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out a movie with the Green Lantern. It's been a while since I've actually done a movie reaction on the channel. I think it may have been Kingdom, I think. Ashin of the North, yeah, that may have been it. Still waiting, Netflix, still waiting on season 3. But even longer since I've done an animated movie. I think the last thing I would have done was Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was a lot of fun. I'll throw up the link to that review. I don't think I did a reaction. I may have done a review for it, but that was a lot of fun. I mean, that's not in the DCA universe. So I think the last film within that universe may have been Justice League War. And I know there was a movie before this one with the same animation style. I think Superman, Man of Tomorrow, or something like that. I didn't watch it. I don't think I even saw the trailer, but I did see snippets for the animation, and that might have been what turned me off from it. But then I saw the trailer for this, and I realized it looked a lot better. I don't know, but it's of course the same. I'm assuming the same studio, based on the style that's being used. So I decided to give this a shot and see what happened. Of course, huge fan of Jon Stewart. I grew up watching the Justice League animated series and Unlimited as well. And so Jon Stewart was the Green Lantern that I grew up with. So for everyone who says, um, you know, Hal Stewart is the greatest Green Lantern of all time, sure, for you that might be the case. For me, otherwise. And yes, I know. Yes, the comics goes either way depending on who's writing it. So in some instances it's John, in other instances it's Hal Jordan and Kyle or whoever the others are. So yeah, we don't need to have a debate over that, right? I've enjoyed Hal in the moments that I enjoy Hal Jordan in brief stints when he is not the focused character. I'm just can't. He reminds me, and again, acknowledging some of my bias, he reminds me a whole lot of just the Flash, that I grew up with. In watching the Justice League series, it's usually the banter between the Flash and Jon Stewart that's some of the highlights for me in watching that series. And Hal comes up very much across as a comic relief whenever he's in the room, and I just feel as though the Flash does it better. Um, his powers, at least of late, have not necessarily made him a standout. And I think that speaks to that applies to the Green Lanterns overall. They've kind of been shafted a bit, as far as films goes. The last movie, live action movie that was done was horrendous. Again, that was Hal Jordan. I don't know. I don't know if whether they did a Jon Stewart movie, whether that would fare better. But Hal's story, it's just there's nothing particularly unique about it. And so I don't find him to be a particularly interesting character. And I feel like Hal has the Superman syndrome. And it's one of the reasons why I don't think we get a whole lot of Superman movies in general. I know a lot of people are asking for Man of Steel 2, and I would love a Man of Steel 2 because I absolutely love the first Man of Steel, but Superman is not a very interesting character. He is not. It's too easy for someone to just come in and end the battle and then that's it. That it's anticlimactic. He's just not a very interesting character. And so for me, Hal Jordan is somewhat the same. But I think in recent years they've kind of toned his participation down a bit. So even though whenever he does show up, you don't get a whole lot of him. But I think that's where he works best, when he's given to you in small doses. When he's on screen the entire time, I'm just not that interested. But Jon Stewart, again, as I said, he has the, you know, he depending on who's writing him, he has the opportunity to be a very complex character, and because he's always the straight man, it makes it a lot more fun when other characters can play off his personality. So for that alone, I'm looking forward to this movie. From the trailer that I did see, it looks as if they're going a different route. The Justice League is already pretty much established, and he stumbles upon some thing, I don't know. But I think from the trailer he runs into a garden, or well, the garden crash lands nearby him, and he gives him the ring. And I know there have been others who have said, "Oh my God, he's taking Hal's story." I mean, there have been other lanterns who have used the same thing. If I'm not mistaken, even Hal's story has kind of changed, and there's nothing particularly unique about that story. It doesn't matter to me, really. So what matters is the story that's going to be told. I guarantee you that scene with the guidance showing up is just going to last for more than a few seconds. I'm more interested in everything else that comes after, and that will be, that will determine whether this is a good movie or not some crash landing scene. That is irrelevant. But yeah, huge. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing a Green Lantern at the focus of the film, because I don't think we've gotten one of those in a very long time. And the dynamic between Hawkgirl, Shira, and Vixen, which in the Justice League animated series was a huge focus. I don't think we'll get that here because it's a film. They don't have a lot of time to kind of deal with that. But that's one of the relationships in animation, outside of like Lois and Clark, and for me Batman and Diana. Outside of those two, that's the next relationship that I've always been interested in seeing developed in the DCAU at some point or another, which we've never gotten. Whether it's John and Hawkgirl or Vixen, whichever side it goes, it doesn't really matter to me. But I've always just found their dynamic to be really interesting. Alright guys, that is enough talk. Green Lantern, Beware My Power. Let's check it out. Snapper. Oh, it is John. Oh, he's a snapper here. Interesting. That makes a lot of sense. I think often his specialty is usually, his precision. Oh, okay. Flashback.
Hey, move it, buddy. You're blocking the door.
Oh. Yeah. It reflects PTSD. Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Okay, so they've updated it. At least the war. I mean, typically he is in from the military, but I think this was like either Iraq or Afghanistan. So it's a bold choice. It's very interesting that the show is touching on a lot of points, including vets coming back from the war. No help with dealing with any of the PTSD or other lifestyle issues that they may be experiencing.
At last. There you are.
Okay. Guessing this is the Guardian. Yeah, I think in Hal Jordan's case, it wasn't a Guardian, it was another Green Lantern, right?
What the hell?
Yeah, so very odd for a Guardian to be delivering a ring himself. Yeah, he's done for it.
I found you.
Oh, knows who he is.
At last, John Stewart.
Who are you? How do you know me?
I think a hospital has a means to provide aid to an alien being. Oh, okay. Damn. It's gone. Oh, the ring.
John Stewart of Earth.
Oh, okay.
What?
Spoke.
Welcome to the Green Lantern Corps.
I don't think I've ever heard of an instance where the ring is sentient. Yeah, I don't think this has. I mean, perhaps it's been that in the comics maybe for a while, since I haven't read any in a minute. But
off of me!
in the animated universe, it's not normal for the ring to.
What the
speak.
hell is this now?
I don't mind it.
Tasked
Coming
with
on.
halting 5 genocides in this sector. Then you
Okay,
must stop the
I
Machine
just
War.
got on the job at 5 genocides. Oh. Ah, that's gotta hurt. Alright, so somebody programmed it to stay there.
Is there someone who would know what to do in this situation?
Affirmative.
Can you show them to me?
Okay. Shouldn't have asked.
You're gonna kill me.
Are you addressing me, Green Lantern John
You know,
Stewart?
it's interesting that they
Who the
added
hell
that
else
bit
would I
of
be
detail. And a
talking
lot
to?
of animation,
avoid
they
future
kind of skip
confusion.
over that. And it's
Consider
like just
addressing me
assume,
as-
but for him to just point out that okay, you know, you're pulling me into the atmosphere, you're going to kill me. It's a small little detail, but it makes a lot of sense and it helps. Vixen. I forgot
Hands on deck.
her name, her real name.
Superman and Wonder Woman should be back within a week. Perhaps they will have answers for us.
All right,
It's too bad Batman's pulled one of his disappearing acts.
as usual.
We're stretched
The
too
Green
thin.
Lantern, Martian, Green Arrow, Martian, and Vixen. I like the
Hey,
yeah. I judged the animation
I'll put the fist
sooner than I should have. I'm liking it. It's simple, but it's clean. Go, Vixen. Alright. Work on me. Ah, the effects look pretty good. What do you want me to do? I don't have powers.
Green Arrow, wait.
Oh,
Look,
I like the design on the Martian
are
Manhunter
you a
too.
Green Lantern?
that would explain why he didn't set off any alarms.
Who is your previous owner?
Green Lantern Hal Jordan.
Hal Jordan is dead?
Who are you? How did you get our friend's ring?
Alright, so Hal is dead. We've seen some stuff. Yeah.
Ran over to help and found, swear to God, a little blue alien. And he turned to dust. Then this talking ring flew on my finger, and now it won't come off.
I need to find out who did the voiceover for John Stewart.
Perhaps this is connected to those disturbances in deep space. Maybe we should go find out what's going on out there.
We cannot leave Earth unprotected, and since the Flash is also on a mission, I am the only one qualified to administrate the Watchtower.
Someone allowed the Flash to administrate the Watchtower? Which Flash is this?
Hard pass. I don't trust this guy one bit. He seems totally sketchy.
You do realize I can hear you, right?
Look, I'll check out the crashed ship. If it still flies, I'll autopilot it.
Yeah. He's not willing yet. Doesn't want a responsibility. I get it. No, he's getting the hang of it.
Hey, watch it. Slow down.
A little rough, but you know,
Terrible. On, like, all fronts.
you're on your feet, aren't you? I'd say that's an improvement. Not bad, Green Arrow. Not bad.
You think you can fly this thing to
They
Earth?
really still
I
should have
am
some
not sure.
authorization program or something. You know, so anyone can't just drive this thing.
about your ring.
What do you mean?
We'll just ask it for directions, Doa. In fact, just tell it to put them into the ship's autopilot and get us moving.
Ring.
work.
Did you hear all that? Can you do it?
Unlocking systems.
Apparently. Alright. I'm liking the dynamic between Oliver and John.
Hey, look alive, rookie. We're here. So the Guardians are a prickly bunch that don't much like humans.
I wonder why.
Because they've met you?
That's good, but no, because they think we're too stupid to waste time on. Please,
Okay,
don't.
fair point. I take back what I said about the Guardians before. Yeah, really. Humans are horrible. We are. Okay. That lantern
Okay,
looks familiar. I
this
don't
is why
remember
they
what his
haven't
name
returned our
is.
call.
Could be a different one since it's his race looks that way. But he's dead. Yeah, all this death and mayhem has to look
Everything here
familiar
is
to
built
him.
around that building.
Yeah.
Like it's important to
And the
something.
sniper talking.
Maybe we'll find some answers there.
The strategic locations.
Ammo box, huh?
Correct. This is
yep,
what lanterns
basically.
use to recharge their rings. You'll need one.
I'm here to get rid of this thing. remember?
Better to be prepared.
Yeah, let's
Let me
hang
see
on
what
to
else I
that.
can
You
find.
might
Just
need
Stay
it.
out of trouble, hero.
Can take it off now. Okay.
Well, all right.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, of course, Shayra. Just attack anyone. Don't ask. Don't ask any questions. That's true to her personality. Oh, yeah, and she is strong. I was wondering where the hell he was.
Can I leave you alone for 1 second?
No, no, you can't. I'm new here. Alright, he's got her pinned. I don't think she's out just yet.
Lethal force is not authorized.
Says who? It's his ring, or well, for the
Lethal
moment.
force is not authorized. Lethal force is
Not
not
that I want him to kill
authorized.
her or anything. Which he appears to be doing. Relax, John, relax. Might be your future wife. You don't want to kill her.
You should have finished me.
Why? We're trying to find out what happened here.
Okay, I actually thought she was a part of the ones who attacked.
I am Shayera Hall, warrior
Why
of
would she even assume
Thanagar,
that?
First
I mean,
Order.
he has lantern powers. Why would she
And
assume
why
he
are
would be
you
a
here?
part of
He's
the
just asking,
attackers?
not accusing.
I came to seek aid from the Guardians in our war against the honorless Ranians, but was too late.
Rani. I'm not familiar with them.
They will pay.
Okay, things are going well. I guess
Begin the
someone didn't
power-up
want peace.
sequence.
Banthar's outfit looks dope. I must find out who that is. I mean, Athenagarion was there when
Green
it
Lantern
happened,
to
so
command
clearly the Iranians
Are you doing
didn't
another
really-
test?
They all seem to be confused about what happened.
I'll try plugging it.
Why don't you just try destroying it? I don't think going in the path of the blast is a smart idea, Hal. I guess this is where hell meets his end.
You know it wasn't an accident. And this ship
I
doesn't.
don't know if it was an accident, but I don't know that it was
A true
their
warrior
fault.
does not ask questions. They do not hesitate. They kill.
No, Shayra.
Kinda
No,
seems to me
that's
we
not
should
what
talk
they
to the
do.
Iranians.
I shall accompany you, and I will not attack. Unless threatened, insulted, or menaced, then you die.
Okay.
Well, she's fun.
I like this guy.
At 3% power.
Oh, already?
Come on. Just when I think
You
I...
have
I
to
haven't
recharge
really
it.
done a whole lot.
Where's the battery?
You know, for the battery to already be at 3%.
Stick your hand in it.
It's not doing anything.
You gotta say the other.
All of that just to recharge the ring.
You're kidding.
Can't do that mid-battle.
No, I am not. Say it out loud and proud.
In brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight.
Yep. It worked.
Ring at 100% power.
Rather hokey, lame ass thing.
You are not wrong, John. You are not wrong.
The Ranian scum have murdered the Thanagarians sent to destroy them.
You hear yourself, right?
I think she's quite fine with what she's hearing. Also, the machine is still running. Might want to get out of his path. Alright. He's getting better with using the ring. Oh, okay. Teleported someone. Alright, are we supposed to know who that is? Or it's just a random Ranian?
Okay, everyone take a moment and remember our manners.
Or not.
Oh, crap.
Nice. Go Shayra. I don't want her to kill him, but she's a badass when fighting. He's good. Sweet. Use the environment. Okay, he's just shooting at everyone. It's no wonder these two have been at war for so long. They're so aggressive. Wait. Let's just talk. Stop running.
We need to question him.
Of course. Interrogation first,
That sounds even.
then execution.
That's even scarier. Do I trust what she said? No one's trying to kill you, man. Shut up.
I know how I look, but I'm Adam Strange.
Oh,
You're the Night Flyer.
I know that name.
The bane of the Wingmen? Not likely. Adam Strange is dead. Gone years ago.
Gone, yes. Dead?
I'm interested to know more about Iranians because
Listen
they
to
appear
me.
to be human,
Iranians
right?
would never attack
But
Oa.
they're not from Earth.
Okay then, let's go to your high command and see if you're right.
Our answers will be found on Ran.
Hold on, Shayra. Just going through the tutorials, basically. That's a nice touch that they added there, you know? You don't often see that a lot. We're just told that the Green Lanterns, you know, are specialized in this area or another, but we don't really see it. Or they think it's a fake.
It seems the deities have granted me my wish. To have the pleasure of killing one more Thanagarian.
Wait. You are Cantus of House Thrax.
A great and noble captain.
It's me, Adam Strange.
He's dead.
Scan me and see the truth.
Alright. We need people to start listening.
I've been away. Now I'm back.
But why?
Then, the Thanagarian is your prisoner.
Prisoner? You Rani.
She's helping solve a mystery that affects both Ran and Thanagar.
He doesn't sound too willing.
Disengage the firewalls. You're free to scan our databank.
Ring. Download all relevant information on the Rand
I don't trust him quite yet. This ring's a lot more useful than others I've seen in the past. It almost behaves like artificial intelligence. Everyone's just shooting at each other, not even trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Come over here. We've made progress.
Oh, we?
Are you two actually in a room together, talking at each other's throats? Wow. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Oh, don't ruin it.
A planet destroyer.
We've got to stop them. Any idea where they're based?
Oh, John seems to be
Unfortunately,
getting
no.
pretty
But we
involved.
do have a lead.
I'm curious to know more about this Adam Strange character and where he came from, because he says the Zeta beings seem to be attracted to him. I'm a bit concerned about Adam Strange because he just came out of nowhere and he's not really given us much as far as why he vanished in the first place.
Maybe your calculations were wrong. There's nothing here.
I mean, if the ship has the ability to mask itself, yep, there we go.
Spoke too soon.
Plenty of asteroids here you can use. Nice. Who's piloting? Oh, okay.
Nice shooting.
Those guns are here to protect something.
Complimenting each other?
Or somebody.
Bingo. Shielded structure.
Yeah, there's a landing strip. Okay. I guess that's the ship. Watch your back. Oh. Who's this? Alright, alright. They're expecting you. Time to use the pointy stuff, John. I mean, Oliver. Use the pointy stuff. No, she's not a lantern. Huh. Oh, she is a lantern, but a yellow lantern. Yeah, I'm a little worried about Oliver here. There you go. Saved his ass twice now. Uh-oh. Mental attack. Not good. Don't think he's encountered anything like this before. Sure, you're need another one. Unless he can break free somehow. Sweet. Oh, nice. Oh, when he goes on, I don't know. When he attacks, I think.
Kill him!
Yeah, he tries not to give in to the rage.
No. I've had enough killing.
Yeah.
How odd. When it comes to killing,
Sinestro.
I can't get enough of it.
I know you mean well, John, but you know, this is not Earth. Ha 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 ha, Sinestro. Ha ha. Oh, this sucks. Who's that?
Hal!
Oh.
I knew you were alive.
Okay.
You're too stubborn to die.
I'm surprised that they kept Hal in the story.
Your ring was given to John by a guardian.
So, you received my ring.
From what I heard, they screwed up big time by choosing me as your replacement.
I guess
Oh, the
let's see
Guardians
what
don't
they
make-
do. What they do with it before I comment on it.
Won't be doing it anymore. Oa has been destroyed. The Guardians are dead.
Sinestro.
Why did Sinestro keep him?
This is Sinestro is problem number 2. First, we've got to get to Ran and stop Sardis from using his new Doomsday weapon to destroy Thanagar.
Yeah, first
Doomsday
things first.
Sardath is going to use Zeta beams as a mega weapon.
Thank you for all that information. You should be proud.
You'll never get your hands on it.
What a splendid idea. I'll get on that right away.
Still not killing them.
I've been digging. Judging from the warmer temperature of the rock, I think the controls for the force field
Using
door
what?
are powered by conduits.
What have
running
you
through
been
here.
digging with?
If I can just get to them.
We turn off the force field by short-circuiting its power feed.
And no one noticed this? This giant hole in the wall? You don't have a ring, Hal. Okay, capable. Like, there's no way you're not going to draw attention.
He's dead.
Serves him right.
I've never known you to be indifferent to death.
Yeah, well, months of being brutalized in captivity will do that to a man.
Okay. Chaira approves. I don't know if it works that way, does it? Ring, come to me. I'll also bring all these other things with you.
Sinestro beat us to Ran. What do we do now?
How?
Is that you? It's Adam. Are you still terrible at Jackarat?
Strange that he could hear him before he accepted the
By
communication.
Her Lady's grace, it is you.
Open a window in the shield for us to get through. I'll explain everything when I see you.
You had plenty of chances to annihilate them, man. Now you want to?
I'm sorry the circumstances of your homecoming are so grim. I have no idea why these Thanagarians have launched this futile
They're
attack.
not Thanagarians.
We've uncovered a plot by a band of rogue agents to start and keep this war going between our worlds. They're the ones firing on you now.
That ship is not Thanagarian. It's disguised.
We never thought to check.
Of
But if
course
what
you
you
did.
say is true,
We know about the secret weapon.
Please tell us there's something you can do.
Is it really you?
Yes. I have to see you at once. Don't deploy your weapon.
How do you know about
Billions of innocent lives are at stake. It can't be used.
That's why it's attracted to him. I don't remember Adam Strange. I need to do some research after this.
Location is a secret of the greatest importance, too sensitive to transmit even over a secure line. But I can use a Zeta beam to transport you here.
Or he could just try to kill you. And transport you somewhere into the sun or something. Don't trust him. Oh, okay.
Don't like that transporter stuff one bit.
Neither do I.
First Zeta experiment was sabotaged. It caused this war.
What are you talking about?
Oh no.
We're being approached by a Thanagarian attack ship.
He's gonna think it's them or something. Apparently not. Wait a minute. Where is Hal? Where is Hal Jordan? Alright, let's take on Sinestro. I don't know if he's ready for this, but we don't have a choice. Come on, John. This guy again. Damn. We're getting our asses handed to us. Oh, there he is. Oh. Damn. Yeah. Hal gives zero shits. I mean, now is not the time to be worried about keeping these guys alive, though. But I am suspicious of Hal at the moment. And they did find them surprisingly fast. I do wonder whether it's someone in disguise working for Sinestro, because the moment they got teleported there, Sinestro found their location. How does he keep getting his ring?
Now I'll have the sheer delight of destroying the last of the Green Lanterns.
It's the second time he's done that. Come on, summon it. Come on, ring. Oh. Oh, okay. Wasn't expecting that.
Damn you. You gave me no choice.
I was a bit disappointed with that, to be honest. That's the way he took him out. I wonder whether the one Hal Jordan is that we've been following is actually Sinestro in disguise, and then this guy that just died is just another Yellow Lantern. All right, closer here. I'm wondering, is this Chicken Black supposed to be Sinestro's daughter? I really don't remember what she looks like, but I do remember he has one. Uh-oh. Okay, so you can't use it and block at the same time. Nice. Adam's got moves. Why did he agree in the first place, though?
What have you done?
It's gotta be Sinestro. Come on, show yourself. Oh, okay. So it is Hal, but Interesting.
After the experiment went haywire, Sinestro infected me with an alien parasite.
Ew. I don't know how I feel about this.
It filled me with new purpose.
It feels like we're making this the Hal Jordan show when it really should be focused on Jon Stewart. I don't love that. Just took all the other rings. And you created the monsters, Sinestro.
I can wipe the universe clean and create a newer, better one.
So this is just a parallax alien speaking. No, it's funny. Well, how has Oliver not run out of arrows at this point? It's that many rings, gonna be tough to beat. But still, I mean, his ring should have run out of power at this. All of them should have run out of power at this point.
I've set the Zeta Beam to destroy both Ran and Thanagar.
My only choice is to stop you or die trying.
Let's hope you succeed with the former. He's a lot more experienced than you are. And has 10 rings.
This isn't you! The old me would continue a useless fight against evil as a Green Lantern.
You just tried to kill me.
Try to stop the Zeta Beam.
Yeah, that should be the main objective at this point. Let's try to stop the weapon and then worry about him later.
I hate what the universe has become as much as I do.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's doing so well with just one ring, to be honest. Locked out.
Can't be stopped. But maybe it can be redirected.
What are you saying?
Shiara, keep an eye on the universe for me while I'm gone.
Oh, it's attracted to him, so he just needs to redirect it himself.
Made me realize the Green Lantern Oath isn't just some silly rhyme. It means something after all. In brightest day, those who worship evil's might, beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
Let's go, John. All right, full outfit. Wondering the entire film when he'd be doing that.
I finally remembered why I fight. And why, whatever price I have to pay, I'm okay with it.
Alright. I don't think he's gonna kill him at this moment. Probably trying to save Hal. Yeah. Figure.
But killing you isn't the way.
John, the beam's locked in.
It still has one ring. The hand again?
John, you're too soft to be a lantern.
Is it the same hand that he got stabbed through before? Damn it! Oliver? Well, this movie isn't pulling any punches with the murder. I don't love how they took out Hal Jordan. I don't. It doesn't feel great. Alright, so Adam's sacrificing himself.
For you, Alana.
He said their daughter was missing, right? His wife died, and you know, he spent the years trying to find their daughter. I wonder if it's someone.
For Iranian, he was very brave.
If it's someone that we know.
Thanks for saving my life. We're all forced to do things we don't want to. We can't beat ourselves up over it. As long as we do them for the right reasons.
Fair. Back on Earth. Oh, Sha'ira came along. Interesting.
Thanks for the ride, Sha'ira.
That's all that's left? Damn, that sucks. But I'm curious because the ring is pulled from a specific source in the ore, right? And they haven't addressed that.
Thanagar will need a Green Lantern to help watch over it.
She asking him to come with her? Nope, guess not.
Congratulations, hero. You're a Green Lantern.
Let's get something to eat and toast our absent friends.
And maybe a few new ones.
Alright, there we have it. Green Lantern, Beware My Power. I do have some mixed feelings about the film. It was a lot of fun. I loved the first half. I did not love the last half as much. I wanted this to be a Jon Stewart story, and for the most part, it was in the first half of the film. But as we got more towards the end, the reintroduction of Hal Jordan, and you know, kind of making Hal the villain. In fairness, you know, he died in the end, and as did Sinestro, which kind of opens up the path for, you know, John to kind of be the focus going forward. But I didn't think we needed Hal to come back. I think him going out trying to save the Thanagarians and the Iranians was a good way out for the character. And it could have ended there and then have Sinestro be the focal villain. As much as I don't love that either, because he's, you know, Hal Jordan's nemesis. But or have someone else, you know, manipulate Sinestro, whatever the case might be. But my main issue with it was really in the latter half, where it became a bit more about Hal Jordan. Despite the fact that it's not Hal Jordan, but it's still being Hal Jordan, being the mastermind or the villain behind it all. One, I don't think it was a good way for the character, the Green Lantern, that was Hal Jordan, to go out. I don't think that was great. I didn't love that. And secondly, I just didn't think he was necessary to be a part of the latter part of the story. That shoe could have been fit by just about anyone, any other Lantern, in fact, that they could have used. So I didn't absolutely love that part of it. So I loved everything up to the point where they reintroduced Hal Jordan. I just don't think it was necessary at all for the story. And if this was going to be a story for Jon Stewart, it should be focused on Jon Stewart, and we don't need to have Hal Jordan play a part. I feel as though they, for some reason, decided that this can't be a Green Lantern movie without Hal Jordan fitting in somewhere in the story, which does a disservice to John and any other Green Lantern character, in fact. So, but again, in the end, you know, Hal Jordan did die, but I think it's more just the idea of, you know, corrupting the character. It's almost as if they're saying that the only way Jon Stewart can be Green Lantern is if Hal Jordan becomes, you know, incapable of wearing the ring or unworthy of wearing the ring, and that sends a bad message to me. He's Green Lantern because he's chosen to be Green Lantern, not because Hal Jordan was somehow not deemed worthy. And yes, I know, Hal gave up the ring before Sinestro could get it, but even that didn't really hold up because Sinestro ended up getting the ring later on anyway, and he didn't really do anything with the ring at that point. So it got a bit, the writing got a bit messy for me towards the end. But that's my main gripe with the story, is that I don't think this needed to be a Hal Jordan story, or Hal needed to play any particular part here. If we're focusing on saying that in this universe, John Stewart is the Green Lantern, and the way in which Hal Jordan went out, I just did not love that. I think the character could have gone out on a high note, and you could have achieved the same progress that you did with the other characters. So yeah, I don't mean to spend too much time on that, but it just I see it happen a few times in the DC universe, not DC universe, in comics overall, because it includes Marvel as well. It's always a situation where the only way the mantle can move on to someone else is if the other person is somehow deemed unworthy of wearing it. I don't know when the writers decided to get into that, whether it's a situation where they're trying to appease both sides of the fandom, those who might be objecting to the mantle being passed on to someone else, but I think I don't think they're accomplishing what they're trying to when they try to go that route, because I imagine Hal Jordan fans are going to be mad that they made the character go rogue, just for the purpose of this movie, just to service this movie. And then those who are fans of John Stewart like me feel like it's a bit of a slight, where you're saying that he could not have been John Stewart unless Hal Jordan was deemed ineligible to be Green Lantern. So I think they end up upsetting both sides by trying to do this. I think people would have been much happier if Hal Jordan went out as a hero, as he did in the first half of the film, and then focus on John Stewart doing his thing. So missed opportunity there for me, but overall it was still a pretty fun film. It kind of brought me back to, as I mentioned at the in the opening, my introduction to Justice League animated series. A lot of the, surprisingly, and people kind of disregard Justice League animated series, but it surprisingly touched on a lot of socio political issues in that series, and Unlimited as well. It touched on a lot of those things, and I see a lot of that revisioned here in this movie as well, from touching on the vets, how they've been abandoned after coming back from war, and the war between the Thanagarians and Iranians. And I am curious about the Iranians, guys. For those of you who are more familiar than I am, because I'm curious about them, because they appear to be very much human, but they are not from Earth. So I don't know if in the comics now there are instances where humans have found another planet that's habitable, or the Iranians are not really humans, they just look like humans. I'm not sure. So I'm curious to know, for those of you who are more familiar with the Iranians, just to post down in the comments, let me know about these about this planet and its inhabitants. Yeah, but overall it was definitely a fun film. It touched on a lot of more serious topics, which DC typically does, and that's one of the things I always like about the DC animated universe. It does touch on a lot of more serious topics that other animated mediums typically shy away from. Yeah, we got it. So it was. I'm not sure as far as their relationship goes between John, Shayera, and Vixen was only in the first, quarter of the movie, and we didn't see her again. But they at least established a relationship between John and Shayera here, so it'd be interesting to see, where that relationship might go. And one of the reasons why I want to see that on screen, because really is, and DC, I hope you're listening, because I'm not caught up yet on Young Justice. I think I'm up to like maybe season 3. And I do have a lot of problems with Young Justice. Let me just put that out there. It's by no means a perfect series. But one of the things it does really well is showing how legacies change. I think one of the things that DCEU or DCAU has been missing is the ability to move the story forward. I feel like we keep rebooting the same universe over and over and over again, and it can feel repetitive. I think we are at a point now where we can progress the story where it's continuous, and perhaps John and Shaira has their child, who we know from the comics. I don't remember his name, but where their son goes on to take on the mantle or whatever the case might be, and his parents' legacy, and we'll move on with the next generation of heroes. I think that is missing. Young Justice does that. I wouldn't say they've done it perfectly. They haven't, but they've at least attempted it, and I appreciate the attempt. I appreciate the attempt. And in Young Justice, we see where, again, I don't think in the initial seasons, the Justice League was never really the focus. It was always on the children. So I know that, but it was still nice to see, see Robin come into his own as Nightwing and become a leader in his own right, or Aqualad in following in Aquaman's footsteps, and just stuff like that. Just seeing the transition from one generation to the next. And I think that's something that's been missing from the DCAU, because all the films, while great, and they all have something to offer, and I love them. And I'm not saying that we need to eliminate the original Justice League members, completely, but progress the story. And I keep going back to the Justice League animated series, because one of the things that it did wonderfully well, even though it didn't do the whole generational shift thing, when you got to Justice League Unlimited, the focus was less on the core Justice League members and more on the other members of the Justice League who joined up, right? So we got some really, really interesting and unique stories from lesser known characters in the Justice League, and we even got characters like Question and stuff like that, and I don't think I've seen him on screen since the Justice League animated series. So I think they need to move away from just focusing on just these handful of Justice League characters when there are so many other characters that they could be exploring. This is a step in the right direction, but I mean, John Stewart is not new, it might be new for a lot of people, but he's not new to the Green Lantern Corps. He's not new to the Justice League. So I do want to see a shift where we play out this universe. I don't know how. I think, as I mentioned before, I only know of the Man of Tomorrow movie that is in this universe. Because they keep changing the animation, I'm not sure whether this exists in the same universe as like Justice League War or anything like that, or if this is different. But I would prefer that they continue this story, and then at a point, just keep the story progressing and just have a generational shift from the current generation of League members to the new generation of League members, and whether that be their kids or their sidekicks or other new Justice League members that we've maybe never heard of. But this is a good opportunity to give them a shine on in the animated universe. So that is my hope. That's my hope. But yeah, as far as the animation is concerned, it's exceeded my expectations, because I thought I would dislike it, which is why I skipped Man of Tomorrow. That's the name. But now that I've seen this, I may go back and watch that film. Although I don't have high hopes for it, because as I've said, I love Superman is great, but he's not a very interesting character. So I don't know what story they're being told that I haven't seen a million times already with Superman, and it will end the same way, because they always do. There's just not a whole lot of surprises that can happen with Superman. But I might just go and check that out as well. And if there are any others within this specific universe, you guys can let me know, and I'll try to check it out as well. But the animation really surprised me. It is it is simple, and that's the only word that comes to mind. It's really simple. It doesn't overcomplicate the character designs, their armor and suits or anything like that. It doesn't make things overly crowded, which I think a lot of the style of animation that has been used before, they try to overcompensate too much, and then it just becomes noisy and just doesn't reflect well in the finished product. But this reminded me a lot of the animation from the Justice League animated series and Unlimited, and it's just very clean and simplistic, and things just flow very well from one scene to the next, and I just really like that. And I don't know whether they blended, I think for like the spacecrafts and so on and the asteroids, they blended 2 and 3D animation, but it looks more so 2D than it does 3D, and I think that works really well for this this animation. So yeah, kudos to them on that. The music was really good as well. I love the dynamic between Oliver and John. Again, reminds me of, you know, Flash and Green Lantern from the Justice League animated series. Yeah, and I mean, we don't get a lot of Green Lantern movies. It's very rare. It's usually typically focused around Batman, who has a ton of movies coming out all the time. And I don't think we get Superman that often either. You know, the Man of Tomorrow one, I'm sure, I don't know how well that was received critically or not, but Batman usually has all the movies. Sometimes we'll get Flash. I don't think we get Wonder Woman movies that much. None that I can recall in recent memory. Same for Martian Manhunter, or yeah, it's usually just Batman. Not that I'm complaining. I love Batman. He is my favorite comic book character, but I'm glad that they're giving other characters a moment to actually shine. Batman has had his moment in the sun, and yeah, I spoke a lot about, you know, generational change, and I know people always push back against, you know, characters changing, but look, the characters already exist. There are already hundreds of stories for these characters that you can go back and watch and read if you are so inclined to. But I'm tired of seeing the same thing being repeated over and over and over again. And if that means that we need to introduce new characters, whether they are you know, women or someone of color, whatever the case might be, it lends itself well to giving a different interpretation to the character itself, and it makes it a lot more interesting. I'm tired of seeing the same thing being done over and over again. Yeah, so I mean, that applies to Batman as well. And again, my favorite comic book character, I love him. I never get tired of seeing him, but I can understand if people don't want to keep seeing the same thing. Introduce other characters, maybe focus on Nightwing a bit more than Batman. I don't want Nightwing to be Batman, if only because the whole point of the character is that he wanted to establish a legacy for himself, and that's always been his thing. So for him to don the mantle wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to me for Nightwing. So if we need to focus on Nightwing a bit and make him, you know, the lead in cleaning up Gotham for a bit, then let's do that. Or if you want to change Batman, then you know, have Bruce retire, go into retirement or something, and have someone else don the cowl. Or focus on, you know, give us Batman Beyond for Christ's sakes, you know. So yeah, I try to encourage people to be open, because it allows us to have more perspective with different characters coming in, different characters with different backgrounds, whatever the case might be. It only makes things better. So yeah, that is my hope for the future of the DCAU. I think there are a few films that I need to get caught up on. I'm not going to do them in sequence or anything like that. Just the ones that interest me. Because we haven't gotten a Green Lantern in a while, if at all. I can't remember if you've gotten one. We may have gotten a Hal Jordan one at some point, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I'd love to see John getting a moment in the spotlight for once. It's been a while. Let's see what they do with with the character. All right, guys, that is it for the Green Lantern Beware My Power. Yeah, be sure to post something in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on this movie. Remember to hit like and subscribe if you want to support the channel, and I'll see you for the next one.